Hey everyone, it's Pete from Abstract Ocean. In this video we're going to do kind of a refresher of installing our performance emblem on the back of a Model 3 in this case. We're going to do the matte black one. I think it looks best. We've already got the dual motor, maybe that's off camera, but we already have the dual motor in matte black. So this kind of completes the sort of blackout or the dechroming. We also have logo covers, so if you don't want to remove the logo, then we have a matte black logo cap that goes right on top. And then the last thing to say is I think it looks too crowded to keep the logo and also have this on the back of a Model 3. On a Model Y it's fine, you have an extra 2 inches or so on this lip, but it just looks a bit busy on a Model 3. So I've removed it, but of course it's totally up to you. So in the pack we have an alcohol wipe, we have the installation template, which is sort of the secret sauce here. And then we have the actual bits of the letters, and they just look like that. So, so it's a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle to put it together, but it's very, very easy, and the end result looks awesome. So I'm just gonna, I've already kind of prepped this surface, I've given it a clean. If you do need to remove the logo first, depending on our stock levels and where we go with it, we may have a logo remover. It kind of looks like a fishing wire with two big handles at the end. But really all you need to do is use a hairdryer or a heat gun on a low setting, heat up the logo, then you can literally just pick it off with your fingernails if you want to. Then any residue that's left on there, use something like Gooby Gone, or we use Rapid Tack or Rapid Remover by Rapid Tack. That's available on Amazon. So both those things are great. Even WD-40 if you're in a pinch, but the trick is spray it, soak it, and then just put a towel or something up against it, really let it soak in, and then a couple minutes later kind of wipe it all off. You'll still be left with something, do it again, and then it should be pretty well cleared off. So it's easy to do. So the first thing we're going to do is install the template. So in terms of alignment, luckily I suppose we live in a 5-digit state with an X as the middle, so it kind of marks a spot. So it's easy to see the center line. It's not something you need to obsess over, but obviously you kind of want the S. If I just push this through real quick. This is probably the most fiddly one. Okay, so you really want the S kind of in the middle, and I'm probably going to go about halfway up here. And then if you really want to, you can get some masking tape or painter's tape and sort of mark out the level. Honestly, I'm just going to eyeball it and just kind of go off this crease here. I'm probably aiming for about there, but just look for the center spot. There's an arrow here which indicates where the lens is, the camera lens for the backup camera and rear camera, so you can align to that as well. But just kind of double check it, because this has moved around a couple of times across different production years. So your best bet is just to eyeball it against the center of these two screws and go straight up from there. So I'm going to punch out all the little inserts. Oh. Alright, so again, this is going to be how it looks. When you apply this, and you'll see it in a second, but it's okay to have a few creases, because I'm going to kind of follow the arc of the trunk. So I wouldn't necessarily expect to have this dead flat and dead level all the way along. It's going to kind of follow it just a little bit. So let me peel this off. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of hold it here. I'm going to get the S where I want it first, which is going to be right about there. And I'm just going to go this way, just kind of eyeballing it, making sure it looks about level. And then I'm going to go this way and do the same thing. Okay, simple as that. Then I'm going to sit back a little bit, make sure it looks level. This is actually dropping just a bit, so I'm going to peel this off. It's kind of a low tack, so it's not too bad. and just bring that up just a little bit. All right, that looks perfect to me. Now we're going to unwrap the letters. We'll just peel off the okay, so that's what each of the pieces looks like. It's actually a very efficient way of doing it, so we're pretty happy with this. And we're going to start with the S. Just peel that off. And what we're going to do for now is just place it. So just kind of dab it into place, like that. And we're going to do the same with all the other letters. So just use the template as, well, as a template. As you can see, I'm doing all the easy ones first. If you've had your car ceramic coated, or if you have PPF, well actually no, ceramic coated, you need to allow at least 3 months for the coating just to lose its slickness before doing anything like this. PPF, no problem at all, it can go on whenever. I'm just going to line these up. So the E is the most fiddly one to get lined up. You know, the template helps you, but you really just need to look at each one relative to the one above it or the one below it, just to make sure that they're level within themselves. So I'm going to roll back a little bit and just kind of eyeball this one just a little bit closer. Okay. Let's move this up a little bit. Top one, it's the same thing. I'm sort of, you know, using the template as the guide, but then looking at the gap between them and the ends just to make sure they all look good. Then the last one is the A. Put it in there. Put the hat on it. Kind of similar to the E, make sure it's relative to the A. So that looks great, but what I'm going to do now is just peel this off. These letters are not firmly in place, so just be careful when doing so, just to make sure you don't pull off anything. I think it looks good. This one, the one above the A, I actually want to move up just a tad, so I'm just going to gently ease that off and then replace it. Excellent. When you're happy with the positioning, just grab a rag, apply some firm even pressure to each of them. And there you have it. Hopefully you can see how awesome that looks. So we've been selling these for, I don't know, 7, 8 years maybe. These are OEM quality, they're double coated. These have been on cars for years and years, so no issues at all with resistance to weather, car washes, anything else. These are just going to stick around forever. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.